Procrastination is not going away. Not with a better planner, not with more willpower, not with a 5 a.m. routine. If you've tried all of that and still delay things, the problem was never your discipline, it was your brain's association with the task. Last time, we talked about the trap, how your brain treats a hard task as pain and delay as relief. That association is why motivation alone never fixes procrastination. You can't out-motivate a brain that thinks the task is dangerous. Today, we go one step further. 3 brain-based habits that quietly break that trap so procrastination stops being your default setting. I used to think procrastination needed more discipline. Turns out, it needed a different signal. Not more force, not more pressure, a different signal entirely. Your brain doesn't quit procrastinating through motivation. It quits through small, repeated signals that change what a task means to it. Here are 3 habits that do exactly that, and the third one is the strangest, but it may be the most powerful. Habit 1. Decide before you feel it. This one sounds too simple to work, but it's one of the most tested tools in behavioral psychology. Here's the action. Before the moment arrives, decide exactly when and where you will start. Not, all right today. Instead, at 4 p.m., at my desk, I open the document. Specific, not vague. Psychologist Peter Gollwitzer's research on implementation intentions found that pre-deciding a specific cue and action makes people far more likely to follow through, compared to people who simply intend to do something. In his studies, people who planned exactly when and where were significantly more likely to complete difficult goals. Here's why that matters. Right now, your brain gets a vague window to talk you out of things. Sometime today gives your brain 100 chances to negotiate. A specific if-then plan closes that window before it even opens. You're no longer relying on willpower in the moment. You already decided when your brain wasn't scared and wasn't looking for an exit. But even a perfect plan can fail if the task itself still feels boring or heavy or draining. So the next habit works on exactly that. If this is helping you see procrastination differently, hit subscribe now, because the next habit is the one that quietly fixed my worst delaying pattern, and it feels almost too easy. Habit 2. Pair the dread with a pull. This one feels like cheating your own brain, in a good way. The action is simple. Attach something you genuinely enjoy only to the task you avoid. Play your favorite playlist only while doing that task. Drink your favorite coffee only at that desk, only during that hour. Behavioral scientist Katie Milkman's research on temptation bundling tested this directly. She restricted access to addictive audiobooks to only be available at the gym. People with that restriction visited the gym far more often than people without it. The brain starts anticipating the reward, not just the difficulty. Over time, it stops treating the task as separate from the reward. It starts treating them as one experience. Your brain stops scanning the task for danger. It starts scanning it for a treat waiting on the other side. 2 habits down, but there's one more, and it doesn't touch the task at all. It touches something your brain fears losing far more than it ever wants to gain. Habit 3. Make quitting cost you something. This one uses fear, on purpose. The action is simple. Before you start, put something real at stake. Tell a friend you'll send them proof by 6 p.m. or you owe them $10. Use an app that donates your money to a cause you strongly dislike if you don't follow through. Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky's research on prospect theory found that people feel the pain of losing something significantly more strongly than the pleasure of gaining the exact same thing. Losses simply weigh heavier in the brain than equivalent gains. That single fact changes everything about motivation. Your brain doesn't work hard just to get a reward. It works much harder to avoid a loss it can already picture. Right now, skipping the task costs you nothing at all. The moment skipping costs you money, or your word, or your reputation with someone you respect, your brain stops treating procrastination as free. So let's bring this together. Discipline forces you to fight resistance every single day, over and over, with no end. Rewiring removes the resistance itself, so eventually there's nothing left to fight. You don't need a new personality to stop procrastinating. You need 3 small signals repeated consistently. A decision made in advance before emotion takes over. A reward attached to the dread so the task stops feeling like punishment. And a cost attached to quitting so avoidance is no longer free. Ask yourself this: which of these 3 will you set up tonight, not tomorrow? Because tomorrow is exactly where procrastination has always been hiding. If you want more brain-based habits like this every week, subscribe. Because next week, we look at why some people feel invisible even in a room full of people, and the psychology is more surprising than you'd expect.